where we at, technically? Ceylon WMA. So what this is this has got coils wrapped all the way around there, right? And then you put an antenna on top of this. And this can move up and down, which electrically changes the length of the antenna. Because the length is also calculated in the wraps, right? A lot like, say, antenna here. If you look at antennas on your vehicles, if the sun doesn't mess me, you see like a wire that's wrapped around this main piece. So if you stretched it out, your antenna is actually longer. All right, so we're set up. We're going to try to hit this guy, I guess. Where was he at?
So we just got Minnesota, and he was very hard to pick us up. But you know, these are some of the reasons why we test our equipment, see what we can and can't do. Right. You know, when the things aren't working the way they should be working.
Right. Or bad conditions, right? So could come here tomorrow and it'd be
it's completely shifted and everything
clear.
is booming. You can see in the map. I don't know if we may have a little glare going, but you can see how far we're already making it.
Yeah. So we're here. Oh, I didn't know that was touchscreen. So we're here and we've hit here. Where before we were mostly here.
Coming up and down the coast.
Up and down the East Coast. He just moved the truck and took their shade away.
He did.
Yeah.
That's cruelty.
Chris over here has got his feet kicked up and his shade just moved.
He's happy.
And just for the record, if you really get loud in the mic, it's like 200 more amps and watts and more watts. 200 more watts if you really yell.
Southeast Georgia, QSL. 10 watts.
10 watts.
Roger. Thank you for that. Have a great day. 7-3. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Golf Charlie.
So that guy he just talked to in Canada, he said QRP 10 watts, meaning he's running a station low power. That's what QRP is. And 10 watts. So he's only running 10 watts. He just talked to Georgia from Canada. I'm assuming we're running 100 watts. Louisiana, he's loud.
Good deal. Thanks for the 5-9 into Louisiana. Hope you have a great rest of your day, my friend. 7-3. QRZ, Kilo 4, Sierra Golf Charlie, parks on the air. So we call QRZ, that's a code. We use a lot of Q codes when we're trying to shorten up things. QSL, did you copy my message? QRZ, I'm calling the next station, any available station when we're trying to make progression and just, knocking out contacts. We call CQ, that's just an open, general calling anybody out there. Come and talk to me. I'm here. Let's make some contacts. Let's talk about something.
So yeah, we're just here at a WMA property. So the cool thing about getting away from the city and out into the country and remote areas is there's very low RF noise from power lines, substations, vehicles, internet, yada yada yada, which all cause in some ways a lot of noise, static, interference, and things like that. So we can get it out away from the grid. It's very quiet. You can hear pretty good. But of course, in a grid down situation, it should be that way no matter where you're at. So the entire city's out, the entire county's out, the entire state's out, the entire country's out. There'll be a lot less RF interference. What are you doing, Chris?
Research.
Huh?
Research.
Research?
Research and development.
Oh, you on Instagram?
Yes, sir.
My man likes Instagram. You fill in the blanks. See what this guy's got going on. What are you doing, bud?
Making sure we're spotted.
Oh, so you're monitoring the POTA site. So let's think about a scenario. Grid down scenario. You're not getting a lot of information on why or what's going on, or maybe you know what's going on to an extent through hearsay and you want to confirm or whatever, right? So you can set up a remote station like this, just listen, see what kind of traffic, and when I say traffic, it means communications you may hear. And ooh, that's a big deer track. But ADHD. You're listening, you know, such and such went down in Tennessee and caused this big blackout or whatever, right? And then you're gathering information. You don't have to talk to anybody, or you can talk to people. Go to different bands, go to different, talk to different areas, get the report on what's going on in that state or that region of the country, yada, yada, yada. So very, very good idea to be into this, at least in the capacity of knowing and understanding how to set up a station, understanding the lingo. If somebody says QRZ or QSL, you know what the crap they're talking about. But I'm telling you, it's addictive, it's fun. But I really encourage you to look into it. The internet's got a lot of information, right? Look into it, find a local amateur radio club in your area, and just go to a meeting. Be the new guy. I'm just here to learn. I'm just here to figure out this is something I want to do. And get started in it. Get started in it small. You don't have to go crazy. But it becomes a real fun thing. If you like the camps, if you like the outdoors, you want to go camp, even if you're renting a camping spot at a state park or something like that, set up your camp, throw an antenna up, play around on the radio, make some contacts, learn how to do this in case the time comes, may not, where you actually have to deploy this type of knowledge and skill to gather information and learn things. What else we got?
We just worked Sweden.
We missed Sweden.
Sweden.
Yeah.
On a small 100 amp hour battery, and that little width antenna right there sitting out here in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Sweden.
Talk to Sweden. Pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there you go. It's not just in the States. It's not just in your state or across the country. You can literally talk all over the world. You can find out from the people there in another country what's actually going on there. I think the only country you're not going to potentially talk to or hear from would be North Korea. I think it's illegal for, like, North Korean government doesn't allow their citizens to be able to do this. I think that's the only one. I mean, I've talked to Hawaii from my house in Georgia. I've talked to Russia, Saudi Arabia, Greece. What else? I think it's Greece. Europe, all up and down Europe. It's really freaking interesting. I mean, and then at night it gets really interesting. Certain bands work good during certain times of the day, right? So some bands, when the sun's up or whatever, the atmosphere's thicker, if you will. Just imagine it's thicker because there's layers of the atmosphere. At nighttime, the layers are different. So you use different bands, usually at night, like we use 80 meters, 80 meter band, and talk all over the freaking world. So when all else fails, there's ham radio. All you need is a battery, a radio, an antenna, and a piece of paper and a pencil. You can talk all over the freaking world. So y'all get the idea, right? Are you interested in checking out ham radio yet? Hopefully you are. The way I got into it a few years ago was, I was kind of looking at what my skill sets are, what's my knowledge range. And communication was something I really didn't have a whole lot of experience in. And that's how I started dabbling in ham radio, and I really enjoy it. And I wish I did it more than I actually do. And I'm working on doing more. So we got, I think, 21 contacts right now. We need to get, I think, the 50 to put the club call as #1 on the leaderboard for this area right here. We're almost halfway there. We ain't been operating maybe 15 minutes. So yeah, true grid down communication right here. Not the LTE radios. So I guess in a way I need to clarify. I don't know if I did it earlier. So there's a couple different radio systems, right? You got VHF, UHF, HF, GMRS, FRS. Like FRS is like the Walmart little walkie-talkies you can get with a little rubber antenna on it. GMRS is a licensed, needed radio system to use. It has allocated frequencies that are channelized, kind of like CB in a way, but it's not CB. So it works better than FRS. You can get a license where it covers your family or whatever, and y'all can all use those frequencies, things like that. The UHF VHF is like this one that's here in my truck here. That's for local communications, ultra high frequency, very high frequency. Like I said, they'll punch through the atmosphere, so it's hard to talk long distance, but you can talk long distance using repeaters. So if I turn that radio on and found the repeater that's close to here, I can talk to the repeater, and the repeater relays it out at a further distance because they're typically up on towers. Height is might, and it broadcasts my transmission out. People hear it, people talk, it hits the tower, broadcasts it out, and then I hear it. So you got UHF and VHF that you can talk to, repeaters and things like that. GMRS, you can do the same thing. That some people have repeater systems for GMRS. You got digital modes for all those, so it uses a digital signal to do the transmission. The antenna, like this right here, this is a VHF UHF antenna. This antenna is designed to work in the frequency range of those frequencies for for UHF VHF. There's tons of rabbit holes, folks. Tons. You can email through ham radio. You can send text messages through ham radio. You can send positional things. There's APRS, where your system will ping your location. So if you're a hiker, if you're going to go do the Appalachia Trail, things like that, you have an APRS system. Every X amount of minutes, it sends a signal out. Your family can basically see where you're going, where you've been, how long you were there. Tons of rabbit holes, folks. Tons of them. Kilo 4 Sierra Golf Charlie, park to park. That would not be me.
Definitely not you.
A YL is a female. Yes, we assume gender on the ham radio bands. Gotta get used to calling a different call sign. Kilo 4 Sierra Golf Charlie, park to park. I gotta be quicker than that. It's like the thing with the guy with the fishing pole. Kilo 4 Sierra Golf Charlie, park to park. Alright, he's hitting the people in the back, alright? So I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if I can be the last person he hears. Because he's getting God knows how many people keying up at the same time. So. Kilo 4 Sierra Golf Charlie, park to park. Roger, 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 Roger. Kilo 4 Sierra Golf Charlie, park to park.
I think you bumped it just one off. Well, I think it was 296.
Spanish. I have no idea what he's saying. Well, that's embarrassing. So, as soon as I get on the mic, a guy hears me, I bump the freaking knob and get off frequency, and then the band dies. But, yeah, that's part of it. I mean, it goes back to the training and the studying and the testing, right? So I know why that happened. Atmospheric changes happening. Otherwise, I'd be like thinking something's wrong with my antenna or something wrong with my radio. Like, what happened? There's some things in the air up there that we can't control, and that was a perfect example of that. Just happened to be when I finally get on the microphone and freaking does that. So yeah, so we're in the transition of bands right now. So 20 died on us when I got on the mic. So now we're going to go to 40. he is currently adjusting the antenna for him. He's checking his SWR, so he's lengthening the screwdriver right now. I don't think y'all can see it, but this is moving very, very slowly. So we're now moving to 40 meters. We were on 20 because 40 meters should be opening up now because 20 meters just took a poop on us.
Come way down on it, Ken. Bring it down.
And what he's doing here, he's checking his standing wave ratio. We want it to be as low as possible.
Keep going.
See that black bar right there? We want to see that black bar coming down.
Don't stop.
You have to.
There it goes.
Here we go. Come down.
All right, so you see how that black bar is not as
Bump.
long now?
Go up. Up.
We want that
Bump.
We want that to
A
drop.
little more. A little more.
So we're going to try 40. And then when 40 dies, 80 will be open.
I was going to say, we'll pack this scandal up and head to the house.
But if 40 dies, we're leaving anyway.
That's right.
Because we're tired. We're ready to go home.
And look how much more inductor we have to go.
So anyway, Matt here showed you guys a lot of cool stuff. If you're interested in ham radio, I suggest you search around and do some research like Chris does, but just not on Instagram. Go on YouTube, search ham radio. Go on the internet, Google ham radio. Find a local, ham radio club near you. Just go hang out. Go to a meeting. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a call sign holder. Say, hey, I want to learn, and go from there. So, and then get outside, camp, do whatever, and practice finding out when the band dies on you.
Right in the middle of making a video.
Right in the middle of making a video, the band dies. But hey, that's radio, right? So, as always, I love you. I mean it. If you got any questions, drop them down in the comments below. Maybe we'll do another video just answering your questions. And maybe we'll video putting up my tower whenever that happens. Some of it, not all of it, because, may do some things that
Not OSHA recommended.
may not be recommended.
Questionable. OSHA violations.
OSHA violations. Love you, mean it. See you next time on another video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going home. You want to veg out on the couch, maybe watch some football. Y'all want to know how much research Chris does on Instagram? Dude needs a freaking solar generator on his lap to keep his phone charged.
I'm burning it down.
That's a lot of research, Chris.
Yes, sir. I'm on overtime right now. I'm a high processing CPU unit.